All right, so this is a question that we have. Ignatius. Ignatius and me, we're going to solve this, right? You going to help me?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, number 18. It says tan of x plus tan of y. Remember, the angles are different. One of them is x, one of them is y. Did you notice that when you were solving it?
Yes.
So this is a little bit different. So far, the problems that we have solved, the angles are all the same. Whether it's theta or x, they're all the same, right? And at the bottom, which is the what? Denominator or numerator? Denominator, I have cotangent. So you're going to start from left to right, or you're going to start from the right?
Left.
Left to right. I'm going to draw my fraction. This is my left. And what I'm going to do, make that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace tan with whatever it is. What is tan?
Sine over cosine.
Sine over
Sine x over
cosine
x.
of x plus
Sine y over cosine y.
Can you do the same thing for the bottom?
Yes, we'll replace cotangent with cosine x over sine x plus cosine y over sine y. Sine 6 sine of y.
Thank you. See, I was just testing you. No, I did make a mistake. All right. Oh, man. See how I need you? All right. Now, look at just the top. Can I add the two fractions on the top the way they are?
Yeah, because because they're not common denominator.
They don't have the common? Well, it looks cosine, but one of them is x. How can I make them look the same so I can add them together? Multiply. There you go. I'm going to multiply this with something. I'm going to multiply this with something. What better than the multiplying to the other one? The denominator of the other one. So I'm going to multiply cosine of yx by that. So I'm going to write cosine of x. And I'm going to multiply this by cosine of y, which is this one. Now they're the same. Am I done with the fraction? Or once I multiply something,
you have to do it at the top.
You have to do it on the top too. So what do I write?
Cosine of x.
Thank you. What do I write here?
Cosine of y.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have two fractions. One of them on the top now I have cosine of y times what?
Sine of x.
Sine of x. And then what?
Sine of y times cosine of x. Cosine of y times cosine of x.
Now, a lot of people, when they get to this stage, they're like, oh, look, I have cosine of y. I'm going to cancel it with that. Don't do that. You just multiplied it. You just multiply it to get to something. Remember, you have to remember why you did it. So don't cancel those out. Right now, the reason I did it is because, take a look at it. I have the same denominator. Now they're both cosine of y times cosine. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to leave the bottom of it, I'm going to go back to it. On the top now I have what? I have a common denominator, which is that. Correct? And on the top, what would I have?
Sine x.
Speak up so we can
sine y
pick your voice. There you go.
times cosine x.
So let's do the same thing for the bottom. How can I make these two the same? How can I make these two the same?
Which two the same?
Huh?
Which two?
The bottom.
Oh.
Are these two the same? This one and this one, are they the same?
Oh no, we have to multiply sine x over here and sine y over here. Then do it at the top. Yeah.
Correct. So what I'm going to have at the denominator right here is, do you mind if I write it with black pen?
Yeah.
Something plus something else. What is it on the top?
Sine y times cosine x plus cosine y times sine x. Oh, at
The bottom, yeah.
Sine y times sine x.
That's an ugly sign. He agrees. He goes, yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to, as you can see now, these two are also the same. I just turned them the same, didn't I?
Yes.
So I'm going to write it once. Same thing right here. Doesn't matter. So sine of y times sine of x. And you know, when you leave it blank, you're multiplying. And on the top, I'm just adding what I have. Right? Now I have a fraction over another fraction. This is when me and Ignatius are going to do what we call near, near goes.
Oh, far, far.
Far, far goes on the top. Near, near goes
Bottom.
bottom. You ready? It's just long. It's just long. But as a matter of fact, now that we know it's going to be long, let's go to the next line. Okay, so I'm going to draw that line. And I am going to use this pen. So I have, tell me.
Cosine y times cosine x times sine y times cosine x.
Okay, so I'm going to use cosine of y, cosine of x,
Times sine y cosine of x.
and I'm going to put it in the box like it is, times, I'm going to put a parentheses, and I'm going to write this, whatever is over here, right? Sine of
Y cosine of x plus cosine of y sine of x.
Thank you. This multiplied to this became this multiplied this, if it helps. Now I'm going to multiply this whole thing to this whole thing, right? Far times far. I don't think you can see that. That's better. That multiplied by that. And it goes on the top. So tell me.
So you would write sine y and sine x.
Sine y, there you go. Sine x, and he goes box it. This is here, right? You see that? That's that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you put in do multiply parentheses cosine y sine x plus sine y cosine x.
There you go. Multiply it with. Let's not put it in the box. And then what?
Multiply cosine y sine x plus sine y cosine x.
Correct. Cosine y sine x plus sine y cosine x. So as you can see, it's pretty long, but it's just algebra, right? It's just algebra. And if you want, I can multiply this, I can highlight it for you to help you understand where they are coming from. I'm going to pause the video for a second so you can look at the parentheses. Which parentheses? This parentheses and this parentheses. Do you agree that they're both the same? Are they? Let's check. So, cosine of y times sine isn't this term right here same as this term right here? Yes? And isn't this term right here same as this term right here? So they're the same thing. So what I'm going to do, I am going to cancel this with this. What is remained is your final answer. Correct. Sine y, sine x over cosine y, cosine x. And they're being multiplied, right? So I can make two fractions. Sine of y over cosine of y times sine of x over cosine of x. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this? What is this? Sine over cosine is what? Tan y. And then what is this? Tan of x. If you look at the right side of the equation, I think we got what we were looking for. This is the same as, or let me put it this way. This is same as what we were supposed to get. What do we say? Done. High five. Did you get it? Yes? Awesome.